Hi, welcome back to The Scent Advocate. Today we're going to talk about soft musks from my collection that make me think of love. They are romantic, they are understated, and I hope different from the typical, your skin but better crowd. I love those fragrances, by the way. I have a lot of them, but what I try to do in these videos is give you a little something that maybe you weren't thinking of. Some of them you will be thinking of. A lot of the comments I get really surprise me. I am so pleased that I'm not way out in left field with some of my selections. People know them, they enjoy them, or they've at least tried a lot of them. So that's great. So maybe these won't surprise you, but they're definitely not among the mainstream that I hear about all the time. So a lot of these musks are what I would call a white musk, or what is sometimes described in the notes as white musk. Well, what is that? So it's a synthetic musk note, but it has a spectrum of expressions, right? So it can be like a clean, soapy experience or more animalic leaning, but these are not real musks, at least not to the best of my knowledge. These are meant to mimic the warmth, intimacy, kind of sensual, romantic, soft, natural beauty of the musk experience with a few different chemicals, particularly, right? Galaxolide, habanolide, muscanone, and then more organically is ambrette, which is a seed. And typically it's one of those three chemicals I mentioned, or the ambrette seed, that brings out that kind of white musk experience. The feeling I get from white musk is always, like a calm, but I'm calm because of someone else being near me and the way that person smells. It gives me a sense of safety or security, I guess. And if I wear it, I get the same sort of thing. It's very pleasing to me. It's intimate, but not, too sexy. It's just a closeness that is almost wholesome. And on the spectrum of love, it's romantic. And sometimes that's what you want, right? You want something that, is also not as expressive, sexually expressive as some other musks can be, right? There's a time for that. But these fragrances don't lean in that direction. Oh gosh, I hope you guys can't hear the puppies. They're outside barking. There must be like a deer or a turkey or something on the property. Sorry about that if you can hear it. They're super cute, by the way. If you haven't seen the pictures, I posted some pictures of the puppies. They're Liamburgers, if you're new to the channel, which, by the way, if you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing. I absolutely love reading comments, so please leave a comment too. I try to read and respond to every single one. They mean the world to me. And if you don't have a beverage before we get into the fragrances, please grab one. Tonight I am drinking herb tea, but it's white tea and cucumber, right? White tea for the white musk and not so heady. All right, let's jump right in. The first fragrance I would like to talk about is Hypnotic Musk by Malev. This is a beautiful bottle, by the way, right? So I have two fragrances from this house. I really love them. The bottles are kind of a frosted colored glass. This is, I don't know, like a pumpkin apricot color. And it's got little gold raised portions of the glass. And it's just feels very high quality. And I appreciate that in a presentation. So this is a fruity musk. It is a 2025 release. It's an EDP. It goes for about $250, and this is 100 ml. The nose behind this is Terry Romeo. The notes are raspberry, iris, bergamot, lychee, violet, caramel, ginger, musk, vanilla, ambergris, and sandalwood. Now, this for me was tricky. I love raspberries, but I don't typically like fragrances that are raspberry forward. And this one is, especially in the beginning. In the dry down, I definitely get more of the musk and the dry wood. It becomes a little bit powdery for me. But the reason I have trouble with raspberry is because when I was in college, I was under a lot of pressure, right? I was trying to get into one of the law schools I had selected, and I was just high anxiety time in my life. I lived in New York City. It was not the most fun period, right? I was really focused, and I didn't enjoy life all that much. Um, and at the time, I happened to wear, because I had no money at all, I happened to wear the body spray, body splash type thing that, everyone was wearing from a mall bath place where you could get, oh, guys, please be quiet. Where you could get like soaps and body creams and stuff, the ones. And so that's what I could afford. That's what I wore. And when I smell raspberry and fragrances, typically it makes me think back to that high stress time. And that's unpleasant for me. But this fragrance is a little bit different. Actually, it's a lot different. This is more of a fragrance oriented raspberry. The raspberry from that splash was wonderful. It smells great, but it was meant to be more linear. This is far more complex. There's so much more going on here. The softness of the musk, the powdery notes from the violet, the fruit is not just raspberry, it's got quite a bit of citrus in here at the opening, and the ginger gives it a zip that detracts from what can sometimes present as a sickly sweet berry. And I find this very comforting. I find it uplifting, energizing, comforting. And when it comes to love, right, and the romance of this for me, I think of, how I overcame and how I accomplished something. And when looking to achieve something in life, it takes sacrifice. At least it did for me. And I think for a lot of people out there. So the raspberry here is me. When I remember, I remember, and I'm able to say, yeah, I got past that raspberry experience, and now I'm on to this one, which is bigger, better, more complex, more mature, and here you have it, Malev's Hypnotic Musk. So this one's about self-love. I think that's the right way to say it. That's what I mean. Next, we've got Soft Hedgehog by I Am Soul or Soleil. This is a 35 ml EDP. It is a 2024 release, and I think I paid about $150 for this. I'm not sure. Adorable bottle, by the way. This is a plastic top, but it looks like, a piece of mochi, like marbled mochi. It's really kind of cute. It's very classic looking, or marble itself. Adorable stuff, and the bottle is oddly shaped, which I absolutely love. Okay, so the notes in here are pepper, black currant, iris, vetiver, amber, vanilla, white musk, and sandalwood. So for me, this fragrance, it's soft, velvety. I do get a lot of ambrette in the opening, but this is so comforting, right? When you think of a comforting musk, you think of maybe a kitten or a bunny rabbit. That's what you get from this. This is very innocent, sweet. It's just precious, and something I wear for me. And it's springtime, energizing, beautiful, universally likable, probably leans feminine. Whereas the Hypnotic musk is, it's also feminine leaning, but a little more unisex than feminine. This is comfort in a bottle, really beautiful stuff. This is an ambrette as opposed to, I mean, it doesn't smell as artificial to me as some of the chemical musks, white musks can, which I think plays into that soft, furry experience. And of course, if you read the write-up from the house, they talk about the soft belly of a hedgehog. Now, I've never felt a hedgehog's belly. Maybe you have. Maybe you tell me in the comments. Is a hedgehog's belly soft? I mean, do we know this for a fact? It could be. It may be. I don't know. And if it is it reminiscent of petting a cat or a bunny? These things I have to know. Let me know in the comments. Beautiful stuff. Soft Hedgehog by I Am Sol or Soleil. Moving on, we've got, all right. Ooh, this one. I love the house of Widian. I have several of their fragrances, and I just, I tried them after I got cotton, and it was just love. Love, love, love. I adore them. So this one is Rose Arabia White. It goes for about $185. It is 100 ml. It's an EDP, and it is a 2022 release. The notes in here are peach, plum, coriander, heliotrope, freesia, white musk, vanilla, patchouli, and incense. There are others, but I think those are the big ones that I want to share. So this, for me, it's a peach and fruit forward white musk, feminine leaning. Makes me think of a lunch date al fresco. So you're out with friends, maybe your significant other, and the sun is out. It's beautiful. It's late spring. It's not hot. It's not chilly. It's just perfect. Like bathwater perfect, you know? And in the center of the table are flowers. And yeah, there's freesia in there. That's okay. Oh, and when you have dessert, you have creme brulee. Right here. Rose Arabia White by Widian. Beautiful stuff. The love, of course, is the friendship you experience with something like that. The memories you make. The bliss you're feeling. Next, we have Obvious Parfums White Crush. This is inspired by a Japanese dessert, like a Japanese snow cone, as I understand it, but a very chic snow cone. I did just say that. A very chic snow cone. This is not a Snoopy snow cone machine type of thing. Oh no, the snow comes from atop Mount Fuji and has various wonderful, gorgeous things sprinkled throughout it. And imagine having to trek that down a mountain and put it on someone's table. That's great service right there, let me tell you. All right. So White Crush, this is a 2025 release. It is 100 ml. It's an EDP, and it goes for $140 approximately. The nose behind this is Tanguay Guinée, I think. I hope I'm not mispronouncing that. There I go, trying to pronounce in a foreign language again. All right. The notes in this are mountain air, accord. Pink pepper, orris rose, white musk, and tonka bean. You definitely get the mountain air, especially in the opening. What's interesting about this fragrance is The opening is much, much different from the dry down. Also, the way this smells on paper, it's pretty soapy on paper in the dry down. But on your skin, I guess I should say, it is more musky and not as soap. There's nothing wrong with a soap fragrance. A really clean, soapy fragrance is great. I love them. But that's not what I wanted with this. I wanted something more musk forward, more white musk. And this is a really great modern white musk. So it opens up smelling cold and icy, right? With sweet ambrette and musk notes, very much an experience among fragrances. It's not often that I can feel the cold in a fragrance, and Obvious Parfums really accomplish that beautifully with this. And on my skin, the cold accord along with the warmth of the musk makes me think of one of those fabulous Utah ski resorts that I had the good fortune to visit while living in Utah for 10 years. Kind of like an après-ski kind of feel. People would come in and they're just, a little bit tired from the day on the slopes, and, they'd have a fabulous drink in front of the fire, and it's cold, but you're warm. It's that kind of feel. And the love part of it, the romantic part of it is the feeling of having accomplished something, right? The sport you engaged in, or the hike you took in the snow. Maybe you were snowshoeing. And the company you're keeping at the après-ski thing, where you go in and have a really good meal and enjoy an incredible view and fresh, clean air. Cold, clean air, but you're warm, so it's all good. White Crush by Obvious Parfums. Next, we have one of my all-time favorite houses. It is Once Upon a Time from Francesca Bianchi. I had an awful experience this week. I was desperately waiting for this house to release some discontinued fragrances. One I wanted in particular that I've been desperately looking for and cannot find was Sticky Lips. It was re-released. I set my alarm. I went to absurd lengths to get onto the site, right? There was like a countdown and everything to get onto the site to buy Sticky Lips. And the site crashed. And I ended up getting another discontinued fragrance. It's called Love for Sale. It's a blind buy, and Sticky Lips would have been too. But I love the house so much, and I believe I understand the DNA of the house, so I felt comfortable doing blind buys. But what a crushing disappointment to have missed the Sticky Lips. So what ended up happening, I guess I left this part out, is by the time the site was back up, Sticky Lips was completely sold out. And I was able to get Love for Sale, which I'm very excited about. But I really didn't know much about Love for Sale. Sticky Lips, I wanted. If you have any experience with Sticky Lips, please let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think of it. And is there anything that comes close? I've read some of the Fragcom websites, and I'm just not sure anything that they mention would be close enough. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'd really appreciate it. All right, so Once Upon a Time. This is a 2025 release. There we go. 2025 release. It's an extrait. It's 30 ml, and it goes for about $180. This has some animalic notes in it. Sugar almond. It's like a candied musk. It's got some isoe super, patchouli, citrus, and pink pepper, but this is a dark, sweet musk, like a spiced chocolate lava cake. It's warm, comforting, but there's something about it that's a little unsafe. And so I'm seeing myself spending the night in one of those big rubber baron mansions. But I'm not alone. I'm with my husband, and there are other people in there. Maybe it's like an Airbnb type thing, or, like dinner and a murder type thing, and you get to spend the night. This fragrance makes me think of something like that. And the house, right, it's old and it's got the gumwood everywhere and it's creaking and just, classic scary old mansion. But I'm safe, and I know I'm safe. But I don't look for too long in the dark corners as I'm laying in bed, falling asleep, because I'm afraid I might see a shadow. So I pull the covers over my head and I go to sleep. That's what this is. The love part of it, I love sometimes. I love, a scary movie. Not necessarily a horror film, but a scary movie. I love to feel safe when I know the circumstances could be a little bit dangerous. I just get the biggest kick out of that. And that's what this smells like to me. Once upon a time. I guess I kind of told something of a fairy tale, right? Didn't really happen. But if it did, if I went to a place like that, I would wear this. No question. Moving on, we've got 2 fragrances. These are the last 2 from the same house. This one is one of my more recent purchases. I have been testing this for a while. This is a 2011 release. It is Pure Eve by The Different Company. This is 100 ml. It is an EDP and it goes for about $250. The nose behind this is Selena Lena. This is musk, wind accord, linen, white rose, cedar, aldehydes, and dried fruit. I love this. Why did it take me so long to buy it? I cannot say. But I thoroughly tested it, and I think I was nervous that it might be similar to other fragrances in my collection, but no, I'm very pleased I've made this purchase. Oh, it's so good. It's cool wind in your hair, basically. That's what this smells like early spring when it's a little bit chilly and windy. Cool wind in your hair. You're in the Alps, right? The Swiss Alps. No, let's make it the Italian Alps. Yeah, that's it, right? Because I'm Sicilian and it's closer to the Italian. All right, so you're in the Dolomites. And the wind's blowing. I don't know, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Because in my fantasy, there are Alp horns, and I don't think they play Alp horns in the Dolomites. They may. Let me know in the comments. Do they have an Italian version of the Alp horn? I don't know. Let's say they have Alp horns in the Dolomites and they're playing them softly in the background, right? And it's just this, very majestic feel. And there's green grass all around you and the smell of herbs, Ricola. Oh my God, that commercial kills me. And there's a wild forest in the distance, right? A dark kind of, like if you've ever been to Germany, like der Schwarzwald, it's the Black Forest, right? Like in Hansel and Gretel. Only it's an Italian one. Yeah. And it's in the distance. And you're safe because you're real far from it, right? You're closer to the guys playing the Alp horns. And this is the whole feel of it. And this is what you get. Italian Alp horns, safe from the woods that are dark in the distance, herbal gorgeousness all around you, and the herbal gorgeousness is offset by this musk, and the musk is just like faintly wafting from the distant dark forest, which you're completely safe from. Yeah, that's what I get. The love part of it, I just love the way this smells. It smells amazing. I want to live in this stuff. It's that good. It's really, really fantastic. No, the love again is probably, you know, the musk being representing the wild, um, and I'm safe from it. You know, there's a side of it that's very safe and comforting, and so it tames kind of the unsafe, you know, animalic feel that musk can sometimes have, but not this one. It's completely safe, comforting, cozy, and just picturesque. Except it's a smell. Beautiful stuff, Pure Eve by the different company. Can you guess what the last one is? I told you it is from the same house. It is White Zagora, friends. Yes, it is. All right, this one I've had for a couple of months, fairly new to the collection. Nose behind this is Emily Cooperman. It's a 2013 release, 100 mil, $170 approximately for it, and it is an EDT. I did not realize that until I put my notes together for this video. Oh boy. Yeah, this is good. This is really good. So this is a different type of white musk expression, right? So with Pure Eve, it was that, you know, outdoor, you know, beautiful wind, like a maypole type situation. This is more musk forward. It is citruses, orange blossom, peach blossom, tuberose, osmanthus, white musk, and amber. To me, this is white musk meets that osmanthus. And I love osmanthus. It's one of the few florals that really works on me. It's just powdery, peppery, a little bit musky. It's strong, though, in its powdery presence, right? It's grown up but vulnerable. This makes me feel strength in my maturity and wisdom. I am at a point in my life and in my career where I'm not afraid to be myself anymore. I know who I am. I I've achieved enough to make me pleased with what I've accomplished. And I don't have to put on airs. I don't have to pretend to be, you know, a steely personality. I am just comfortable being the person I am, professionally and personally. And this signifies that, right? It allows me to show my sensitivities, to be soft and strong simultaneously, because I am strong. I've grown into my strength, and yet I'm not afraid to show the softer side. I feel no need to hide the real me. I am perfectly imperfect. And this to me is about self-love. White Zagora from the different company. All right, so what do you think of the lineup? I know this video went a little long, but I really enjoyed explaining why these fragrances resonate with me. I hope you enjoyed it too. Let me know in the comments. And yeah, once again, if you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing to the channel and give me a like if you enjoyed the video. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.